Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a hot process rebatch. I'm using up some old shredded bits that I've had, and I'm going to turn it into something a little nicer to look at. I'll show you the bits here. If I can get it underneath there. They were ugly soap. It actually looks prettier in the bowl than what it looked like in bits. Lots of little odds and ends. And I've shredded it up, some of it really tiny, some of them not so much. Some of it's rim soaps that I had attempted to make and failed at, unfortunately. Right now I'm melting the hard oils. I've got the crock pot on, so I'm going to pour my hot lye over top just to get it to help melt the hard oils. Get that in there. So the hard oils have melted, and I'm going to now add 2 teaspoons of sodium lactate. So this will make the bars harder at the end of the cook. Put that in there. I'm going to add some kaolin clay. I've got 2 teaspoons of that as well. And, whoops, this is all of the soft oils, which is canola and olive oil. And I've also got some olive oil that has been infused with annatto so that we'll get a nice, hopefully, a nice yellow color in the soap as well. I've taken out 45 grams of my soft oils, which will be my super fat, and I will add that in later after the cook. For now, we're just going to bring this to a trace. And now I've got the stick blender. I'm going to have to tilt this a little bit. Okay, so that's at a nice medium trace anyway, and that'll do. Got to mix in the, oops, small space. Want to mix in the soap shreds now. Taking a nice pretty yellow soap, and we're going to add ugliness to it, but hopefully it won't be so ugly later. And we can adjust the color afterwards as well. Now I've got quite a bit of soap shreds here, so I'll have to see how much will actually fit in. Let's start mixing some. Getting a little bit harder to mix, running out of the fluid part. It's getting quite thick. I'll get it all blended in, and then we'll leave it to cook for probably about an hour. That should do it. And I'm going to put saran wrap around the top to keep all the moisture in, and then I'm going to put the lid on top to help keep the heat in. And like I said, I've got the crock pot set to low, not to high, because that would probably burn it. Alright, that looks good. Oops. There. So, careful you don't touch the sides of the crock pot, because that gets kind of hot. And then let that air out. Just once I put the lid on, it'll stretch a bit. That should be good. The lid goes on, and we'll let that cook for a while. So the soap has been cooking for approximately, I would say, maybe a half an hour. I'm just going to quickly give it a little bit of a stir because I've got so much in the way of soap bits in it, and I want to make sure they all get, oh, it's quite thick. Look at that, quite thick. So it might take some time before this cooks down. I'll give it just a quick little, let me see that still. It might take a little more than an hour for it to completely cook through. But we'll see. Put this lid back on. Uh-oh, I think I've glued it all together. Okay, well, we'll get some new saran. That's fine. I'll stick the lid back on and come back again in a little while. It's been another half an hour, and it actually looks like the soap might be coming along. So I'm just going to give it a quick test to see what the temperature is at. We want it around about 180 or so. Maybe we'll just do a little bit of another stir. It's definitely looking ugly. Oh yeah, you can see it's right in the middle. It wasn't. So we'll give this just a little more. We're just about there though. We'll just let this cook for a little bit longer. I think we'll just dispense with the saran now, seeing as it's melted all over the place. And just go with the lid. And we'll come back in another 15-20 minutes. So now we're ready. It's fully gelled. There's a few little scrap pieces in there, little pink ones I see, that did not melt down. But that'll be okay because that'll look kind of cute. Be pretty. Now what I need to do is add the yogurt and the extra super fat that I kept out. So this is all going to go in. Lid on. And we'll let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. We've let it sit for about 5 minutes. I'll just bring this under you a bit. And it's fairly loose. It's not too bad. We're going to adjust the color a little bit. I've got some yellow white mica mix that we'll add in. And we'll see what that looks like. I've got a little bit of yellow dye. And I think I might add a bit. We'll see what happens with that. We're going to have to add the scent shortly. And I also have some bits, chopped up, more or less white soap bits to put in. I don't have a ton of scent because the soap already had a bit in it, though the cook might have killed some of it. But we'll see. Start adding in some of these while I'm at it. The pot's really hot. this will probably cool the soap down rather quickly, so it might be difficult to get into the soap mold. And let's see. Well, I think we just might have to spoon it in. Okay, now put that in there. That's too much. Alright, and we want to give it a good... Alright, now we're just going to let this cool, and should be some time tomorrow when I should be able to cut it.